In the dimly lit room of CERN, the hum of the Large Hadron Collider reverberated like a heartbeat. Dr. Aisha Patel stood before the massive screen, her fingers trembling slightly as they hovered over the keyboard. Today wasn't just any day. It was the culmination of decades of theoretical physics, sleepless nights, and a question that had haunted humanity for millennia. What is the universe made of? Her team had nicknamed it the God particle, but officially it was the Higgs boson, the elusive entity that could explain why everything in the universe had mass. But for Aisha, it was more than just a particle. It was a bridge, a connection between science and something far greater. Are you ready? Her colleague, Drethan Monroe, asked from across the room. His voice carried a mix of excitement and nervousness. Aisha nodded. Let's find out if we've been right all along. The first collision. The collider roared to life, propelling protons at near light speed through its 27-kilometer tunnel. As the particles collided, a burst of data flooded their screens. Colors danced in chaotic beauty, red, blue, green, each representing an energy level, a possibility. Suddenly, the monitors began to flicker. A sharp, unnatural hum filled the room, sending a chill down Aisha's spine. She glanced at Ethan, whose eyes were glued to the screen. This isn't normal, he muttered. The data streams formed patterns, intricate and almost deliberate like an ancient script. The team watched in stunned silence as the patterns began to resemble something familiar. Sacred geometry, is that the flower of life? Someone whispered. Aisha felt her heart race. The flower of life was an ancient symbol found in cultures across the world, Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, believed to hold the blueprint of creation itself. But how could it be here, in the raw data of a subatomic particle? The unexpected message. As they analyzed the results, something extraordinary happened. The patterns began to shift, aligning into what looked like coded sequences. Ethan ran a decryption algorithm, and what emerged left the room breathless. It's a language, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Aisha leaned closer. The symbols, though alien, seemed oddly familiar. They mirrored the mathematical constants of the universe, pi, phi, and e, yet they were interwoven with something that felt intentional. This isn't random, Aisha said. It's as if the universe is trying to communicate with us. The divine connection. The team worked tirelessly to decode the message. Days turned into nights, and Aisha found herself grappling with a question she had buried for years. Could science and divinity be two sides of the same coin? Her late grandmother's words echoed in her mind. Child, God doesn't write with ink. He writes with the stars, the waves, and the very fabric of existence. On the seventh day of analysis, they cracked the code. The message was simple yet profound. You are the observer and the observed. The room fell silent. Ethan broke it first. What does that even mean? It's quantum theory, Aisha said, her voice trembling. In quantum mechanics, the act of observation affects reality. The universe is telling us that we're not just passive beings, we're co-creators a glimpse beyond. The discovery made headlines worldwide, but the scientific community was divided. Was this a breakthrough in particle physics? Or had they stumbled upon something metaphysical? For Aisha, the answer came one quiet evening. Alone in the lab, she reviewed the data once more. As she stared at the patterns, she felt a deep sense of awe. The Higgs boson wasn't just a particle that gave mass. It was a fingerprint, a sign that the universe in all its complexity was imbued with purpose. Her thoughts were interrupted by a faint glow emanating from the collider's core. She approached cautiously, her pulse quickening. The glow intensified, forming a shape, a sphere, perfect and radiant. As she reached out, a voice resonated in her mind. Creation is a dialogue. Will you listen in that moment? Aisha understood. The God particle wasn't just a piece of the puzzle. It was an invitation, a call to explore not just the physical laws of the universe, but the divine logic that underpinned them, and she was ready to answer. This story blends scientific discovery with spiritual wonder, creating an engaging and thrilling narrative about the search for the Higgs boson and its profound implications for understanding the universe.